Welcome to another video. It is another glorious Monday morning here in my home. Today, I thought it'd be fun to go through just another day in my life, but we're switching things up a little bit. The last about month of my life, I have been on the go big time. We've been out of town. My mom came and visited for about a week. We've had wedding meetings, unexpected vet visits, going out, having fun with friends. I'm tired. And on top of all that, we were winding down to about the last 3 weeks of the semester for me. And so it's time to lock in academically. I have a plan for the next 3 weeks. Because also, 3 weeks from now, actually 3 weeks from Saturday, this past Saturday, is my bridal shower in Chicago, which is going to be so much fun. My future mother-in-law is throwing it for me, so I'm really excited about that. But before then, I really am wanting to prioritize me because I'm feeling it. I'm really tired. I've been super happy lately, which is really good, but I've been really anxious. And I can't really pinpoint why. I think it's just a general anxiety. You know what I mean, anxious girlies. It just looms and you don't know why. And so my priority for the next 3 weeks, since we have no plans up until that point, I mean, we have some meetings and stuff, scattered along, but weekend-wise and week-wise, it's pretty chill. My plan is to go back to my usual school schedule where I would spread out all 5 of my classes to doing one each day. That way I can take my time and just do better. I've been doing fantastically because I've been in a rush. I've been cramming all 5 of my classes into about 3 days for the last month, so I'm spreading it back out. So I'll be doing 1 class today, and before that, it is just about 8:30. I'm going to take the next hour or so and I'm going to read my book because I'm really trying to prioritize moments like that. I've been also update. I have now officially been off of Instagram for an entire month. I can do a whole video on that if you want me to as well. Maybe I'll just do it regardless because I just think it's really interesting what I've learned for myself. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll make something like that in the near future. But anyway, still prioritizing staying off of my phone as much as I can. So that means more reading. Since my first video, and I talked about Project Hail Mary for 8 years, rightfully so. I have not been able to find a book that captures me like that since. I've DNF'd 2 books now. Well, let me explain. I was reading Red Rising in that first video, and I stated that I couldn't stand the way that it was written. So I've switched to audio, and I actually listen to the audiobook when I go to the gym. I've been enjoying it. It's been getting better. So I'm sticking with that for my audiobook. Very slowly making my way through there. And then I did DNF Dungeon Crawler Carl, unfortunately. If I should not have done that, please let me know. I got about 60% of the way through though, and I couldn't do it anymore. They were just fighting in these dungeons, and I guess that's pretty self-explanatory from the title, but I just couldn't take it. So I did DNF that, unfortunately. And then I picked up Water Moon. The other day I was watching Taylor Tippett, and I sometimes when I'm like feeling anxious or whatever, I like to go back and just rewatch videos that some of my favorite YouTubers have made, and I stumbled on the one where she read Water Moon, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good vibe. I've always heard that book kind of described as a Studio Ghibli film, and I really love those films. So I got it on my Kindle, I started reading it, and I think my downfall was I was only picking it up right before I went to bed. Because of that, I would only read about 10 pages and then I'd fall asleep. I didn't really get any good momentum to start that book off with, so I stopped DNF that. I do want to read it. I think the vibe in it is great, and so I'll probably revisit it in a couple books or so. But the other day I was just sitting on my bed and I had my bookshelf right here, and I had this staring me in the face. The only other Emily Henry book I've ever read is Funny Story, and honestly I was debating rereading that till I remembered that I had this, because that book, I really like her writing. I like how she makes her characters, they go through some stuff. It's a little bit more on the serious side. It's not like this super fluffy romance, which is good too, but this is just kind of what I was in the mood for, and this is hitting the spot. I just have to say, this is really hitting. I think I'm on chapter 9. Yeah, chapter 9, 108 pages in. And I read that all in one sitting the other day, and I can tell when I like a book when I'm doing that. I was up until like this is really gonna like put me out there. I was up till 10 o'clock reading this, and normally I don't do that. Normally I'm asleep by like 9:30. Yes, I'm 75. It's just what I don't know. It's just when I go to bed. So if I'm staying up past that with the lights on and I'm reading, that means I'm really enjoying myself. I was giggling from probably like the first couple chapters in. Like, I really like the premise of this book. I think it's so much fun. So my plan is I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee, read, I'm gonna put on like an ambiance on the TV, and I'm gonna read for probably at least the next hour, just so we can start the day off electronic free, ease our mind into doing something more than sleeping. Then we will get up. I'm gonna change into some workout clothes. We're gonna hop on that walking pad to get our 10K in today while we do our schoolwork. And then Nathan and I are gonna go to the gym this evening or late afternoon when he gets done with work. Anyway, let's get to reading, having our coffee, and starting this Monday off slowly and peacefully. Reading was lovely. It is 10 o'clock now. So I read for like an hour or so. Got a couple more chapters into my book, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. But it's time to get serious. And I'm having a hard time thinking about wanting to do school today because it's gloomy and cloudy and cold and supposed to be rainy. I don't think that my entire class is going to take me as long as it takes me to walk 10K. So I think what I'm going to get through my schoolwork first. Then I'm just going to catch up on some YouTube while I walk just to get my steps in. All right. So, good news. I have finished my schoolwork for the day. The bad news is somebody has to keep me from watching true crime things on YouTube. It's ruining me anxiety-wise. I got done with my homework and I was like, well, let's just pop something on YouTube. What do I know? First thing that pops up is some scary thing. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. Let's do it. Even though I literally told Nathan yesterday, please keep me from watching true crime. It scares me and it gives me really bad anxiety. And here we go. Here we go again. What am I doing? I watch true crime and now I feel anxious. So somebody needs to detain me from watching that stuff because it's so interesting to me. For a while, I really thought that I wanted to go into forensic psychology. No, I don't. I took a forensic psychology class a couple of semesters ago, and boy, oh boy, it was bad for the mental. For me personally, at least. I love true crime things. I love Call Me Chris and her true crime stuff. But what I've been watching lately is like, not that. It's it's a little too intense for me. Anyway, tangent over. Please just keep me from watching true crime. That is that's my personal statement. I will be keeping myself from watching true crime. Anywho, we've got our 10K steps in for the day, which feels great. I have a little yogurt bowl here for myself. We've got some Greek yogurt, vanilla chia pudding, frozen berries. I like a frozen berry on a yogurt bowl because it kind of makes the Greek yogurt taste like frozen yogurt. A little bit of peanut butter and some cacao nibs. That is going to be like my late breakfast, early lunch. I actually think it's like noon now, so not really an early lunch. It is lunch. I'm going to sit and eat this. I'm going to watch a little bit more YouTube, and I don't really have anything else to do for the day. on the walking pad. So that could only mean one thing. We're about to lock into schoolwork. Last night, I apologize, not a ton of talking. Went to the gym, had dinner, watched a movie, read a little bit, and I knocked out. I thought I would carry it into today since it's still a gloomy day. We're still kind of getting back on the routine of making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. This is day 2 of this vlog. I hope that is okay with you guys. I somehow got Nathan to get out of bed and come with me to the gym at 7 o'clock this morning. So we got that done bright and early. It is only 9:30 right now. I have gone to the gym. I have had breakfast. I talked to my parents this morning. Don't think that I have a ton of schoolwork to do. I'm pulling it up right now just to take a look, see. I think today's going to be another chill day. It is cold outside. I think the last time I looked, it was like 39 degrees. We got some good rain last night, which is great. Nathan is going out it's a Tuesday, so he's going out for the night to hang out with some friends, play some games, and that means I get a solo evening to myself. I'm going to get this stuff done, and then I think I'm going to shower and probably read. Guys, this book. Guys, I don't know, why haven't I read Emily Henry sooner? I mean, I know the hype, right? So why have I been avoiding is the question, loving this book so much. I'm about halfway through now. I read a fair amount yesterday, which was really nice. And so I'm hoping that today's just going to be filled with some more reading. I've been doing some wedding stuff this morning as well. I had to email my hairstylist for my wedding to get a contract signed and whatnot, all the fun duties of a bride. So I was doing that a little bit this morning. I'm going to lock into my schoolwork. I literally only have one thing due in this class this week, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take a shower, and then we'll see what happens from there. The world is our oyster. Today is going to be a great day, and it is going to involve a face mask at some point. So I can't wait. Well, as you can see, I have showered and changed. I finished my walk. I'm almost done with my schoolwork. I honestly got sidetracked with wedding stuff. So I'm going to finish that up here. I just have one lecture and a quiz to take. And we'll be done for the day. It's just about noon here, so I'm getting hungry. I might have some lunch when we get done with this. And then I'm actually going to work on some more wedding things. I am done with school. I'm gonna make some lunch now. I have some chicken that needs to be cooked from Trader Joe's, so I'm gonna cook up some chicken. And I have some sweet potato and veggies in the fridge. So that's gonna be the vibe. Let's get to cooking. Glasses are off. I just washed my face. I use, if you must know, I use a 2 cleansing process. I double cleanse with the Medicube stuff I get off of Amazon. Zero Pore Blackhead Cleansing Oil, which I use first. And then on top of that, I use the Medicube Zero Foam Cleanser. I get them both on Amazon. Love them. What we're doing right now is a little face mask, lip mask action. The lip mask I'm using is the Laneige lip sleeping mask that everybody knows in vanilla. And then the face mask I'm using today is the Kiehl's cilantro and orange extract pollutant defending mask. So thought we put those on and we just have a little chat, because honestly, you guys, I am feeling a little anxious tonight. I think I mentioned that I was also feeling anxious yesterday, and I was, and now I'm feeling it again. So, you know, as an anxious girly, that's never really a fun thing to feel. Obviously, no one wants to feel anxious, so that's fun. I haven't had therapy in like 2 weeks. I normally see my therapist every Monday, and my mom was in town last Monday, and then this Monday, I believe she was out of town. So I'll see her in like a few days. You know, it's so interesting. Like, I can definitely like feel when I don't see my therapist, and I just appreciate that like outlet so much. Anywho, the plan is I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna see if that helps, because you know, another thing that I don't think that was helping with all of the anxiety is the true crime stuff. That is gonna be no more. I really like, it's good, and then like I feel like I have to take a break every now and then. So I feel like I'm at the point where I need to take a break. I'm gonna read some more, see if that helps, you know, calm the anxiety. Every now and then I'll have nights like this where I just feel super restless, and you know, it doesn't feel good, but I'm learning to deal with it. I used to have really crippling anxiety to where I literally thought I was dying every night, so at least I'm not there right now. Anxiety is tough, man, and if you have it, my heart goes out to you, because it is not fun. Sometimes I get reminded that like my normal baseline isn't normal. It's anxious, it's anxiety. I'm just used to it, so it just feels like my normal baseline, but it's not. It shouldn't be. I don't know. Reminders like this help when like I am feeling anxious. It reminds me of all the tools that I have to use to calm myself down and, you know, let myself know that I'm safe where I am. It's just important to keep practicing those tools even when you're not anxious, you know? And I always forget that. I forget that part a lot, because when I'm feeling great, I'm feeling great. And then when I'm not feeling great, I'm like, oh shoot, like I really wish I would have kept practicing these things, because maybe I would be able to handle the anxiety a little bit more. It's a learning process, you know? None of us are perfect. At least what I'm doing now feels good. I have a nice face mask on. I keep this on for a while, honestly. This is one of my favorite face masks ever. My future mother-in-law got it for me for the holidays. I am obsessed with it. I'm trying to stretch it out as long as I possibly can. But I have to say, me personally, when I became like a bride, there's a lot of wedding talk going on in this video too. I kind of apologize that you didn't sign up for that, but I'm gonna be honest, like when we got within, say, a year out from our wedding, and now we're less than 6 months out from our wedding, I have never been more strict with a skincare routine, and I feel like it's really paid off. I'm just trying to have the best skin that I can, you know? Like, I just want my skin to be glowing. And I attribute a lot of how my face looks to this mask. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is this right here, my intentional movement star page. I talked about her once before in this video. I'll talk about her again. Taylor Tippett, one of my favorite comfort creators on YouTube. I got this idea from her, which I believe she got it from somebody else. This is my intentional movement board. You can do it for everything. I think she has it for like the gua sha she does, her intentional movement, and all the books that she's read. There's little dots on here, and a dot is a promise to myself, and a star is that promise fulfilled. Something about this is just really working for me. Looking at it every day and then seeing the stars accumulate, like it just feels really good. It also just feels fun. Like I'm always looking for little pockets of space where I can add a little bit of
whimsy into my life because my life is pretty boring. That being said, I have 2 stars to add because I didn't add yesterday's and I didn't add today's. Let's go ahead and pop these suckers on here. I have 100 dots on this page. I mean, are we gonna get to 100? I don't know. Oh yeah, at some point, I'm sure. I'm not gonna be hard on myself there, but that always feels good. And I like it. I always encourage to like just take a step back, and I think this is a great way to take a step back and give yourself some appreciation for the little things that you do throughout the day that take care of you and this body, this vessel that you live in, the only body you're gonna have. I think something like this just kind of like helps me put into perspective things a little bit more and just have more appreciation for my body and all it can do, and it just feels good. So if you feel called, if you feel inspired, I encourage you to do it. Anywho, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna get into my PJs and we're just gonna cuddle up with a good old book, which is Book Lovers. Yeah, kind of obsessed.
I have my retainers in. I read for a little bit and then I got an unexpected call from a friend. So I talked on the phone with them for like an hour, which was really nice. It honestly like helped ease a lot of my anxiety and kind of distract me a little bit. That was kind of exactly what I needed. So it was super nice. But I think I'm going to end the video here. It has been such a lovely time spending the last couple days with you. If you have watched at this point, thank you so much. Let me know if you want to see anything. I don't know. I'm still just testing the waters with this whole YouTube thing, but it's been kind of a fun creative outlet for me. So if you watched, I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Good night.